Hey, Garage Logic fans, I do a podcast on the Garage Logic Network that comes out every Wednesday and Friday now, twice a week. But here's an important caveat. There is zero logic available in my show, in the formal definition of logic. Of course, life is a yin and yang kind of thing. There's the logic side, and then there's the what the hell side, which needs to get its exercise. So come for the what the hell and stay for the you've got to be kidding me. Mishki, now Wednesdays and Fridays, twice a week.
I'm Mike King from the podcast Profiling Evil, a place where true crime meets behavioral science. I spent my career investigating serial predators and studying the psychology behind them. Here, we don't just talk about what criminals did, we explore why they do what they do. We expose manipulation and control, look at how offenders select their victims, and uncover the ways that they try to avoid detection. You can find Profiling Evil on your favorite podcast platform.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1652, November 3rd, 2025. 75 degrees was the record high on this day. That was in 2020. And it was 8 degrees as we were still wrestling with the Halloween blizzard on this day in 1991. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Weakest Halloween ever at my house.
Numbers were down.
The weakest.
Numbers were down.
Yeah, numbers were terrible.
Baby girl need a Thin Mint?
Really? Because I would think that you being over on Maine, you'd have a good showing, you know?
Well,
Visible and...
I talked to a guy who lives on Summit.
Yeah.
That they show up in trucks.
Yeah, they do.
You know, it's just...
And they all think they're going to give them the large jumbo candies.
Yeah. I want to catch up on some emails, including our listener in Western Maryland, Krista, who was, a fairly new listener and was really taken in by the Marjorie. We lost Marjorie, and she believes that there's a little Marjorie in all of us, maybe.
Oh.
So she saw Marjorie as a great ray of hope in the world.
There was some talk
I agree with her.
There was some talk at the airport of Marjorie passing. People just saying pleasant things.
I've been hanging on to this. Scott Rose, he's a sheriff in Dodge County.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think he is the sheriff, isn't he? He's written to us before.
Yep.
And I've been hanging on to this, but it's very apropos given an election tomorrow,
okay.
Right? Good afternoon. Your discussions about public safety and crime in Minneapolis all resulted in what seems to be the obvious answer. We need more cops. Unfortunately, the math is against us. The leadership, I use that term very loosely, in Minneapolis, after defunding the police department and villainizing their cops over the years since Floyd, find themselves short by a few hundred officers still, because many of their cops got out of law enforcement completely or left to serve in communities that appreciate and support the work they do. Today, Minnesota politicians who were once anti-cop now say they want more cops. Now they support cops. If it only were that simple. I would argue that the majority of good cops looking for work aren't looking at agencies close to the state's tallest buildings, which leaves those agencies at risk of lowering standards to fill staffing numbers, which, trust me, is happening. When someone is hired to be an officer, there is a 3 to 4 month field training program that they must complete and pass with field training officers. If they can find quality applicants, an agency's ability to add more police is dependent on the number of field training officers available to train them, many of whom come off patrol shifts to do so, further leaving more cops as dependent on the number of FTOs available to train. Many per FTO for what now? What is he saying? Okay. If Minneapolis is short around 150 cops and they have 25 active field training officers, if they train every other 3 to 4 month cycle, they might train 75 cops a year. That is, if they have enough qualified applicants and they all make it through training. The average attrition rate for an agency of this size is around 50 officers per year. MPD also has around 120 officers eligible to retire this year, with roughly 25% of the force expected to reach retirement age in the next 2 to 3 years. Believe it or not, I'm probably less adept at math than you are, Mayor, but even I see the math doesn't work. The far left has created an incredible mountain of challenges for law enforcement in this state, especially those agencies closest to the tallest buildings. It will take several years to recover from the damage done to Minnesota's public safety, and only then with a drastic change in leadership. God bless the officers in Minneapolis. There are some great men and women who've stuck it out there and truly want to make a difference despite knowing they work for a mayor and city council that once sold them out for self-preservation and votes. I don't think Fry was a defunder. I'm going to correct Scott there. He never called for defunding.
No, he was not.
He's well.
In fact, that's the one good thing he did do, is he was very outspoken about not defunding the police.
Respectfully serving in Greater Minnesota among the rocks and cows, Scott, Dodge County Sheriff's Office. I don't know what will happen to the police department under an Omar Fateh administration.
Yeah.
I cannot think great things would happen.
No.
Do you recall I was championing Warren Buffett's view of the world?
Yeah,
you don't get to run again if the budget falls greater than 3% of GDP.
I think that
Correct.
Yeah, well, a cautionary view. This is from Matt. A cautionary view of endorsing any rule without being explicit about what you're endorsing. The exact quote from Buffett was, "I could end the deficit in 5 minutes. You just pass a law that says anytime there's a deficit of more than 3% of GDP, all sitting members of Congress are ineligible for re-election." Buffett states a deficit, which appears to refer to an annual deficit, that is, to receipts minus total expenditures, of more than 3% of annual GDP. Hold on to your butts. Here's where a little math comes into the equation. The 2024 U.S. GDP was $29.3 trillion. 3% of that would equal $879 billion. So by endorsing the Buffett plan, you are saying that you are okay with politicians growing the federal national debt by nearly $900 billion annually? What Buffett said wouldn't actually end the deficit, but would work only to limit the growth of it to a slower rate. When dealing with ridiculously large numbers, even small percentages can lead to poor decisions. Even changing the approach to a deficit of more than 3% of gross receipts would lead to allowing a large annual deficit. 2024 gross receipts were $4.9 trillion. 3% of that equals $147 billion as being acceptable additional addition to the federal deficit.
Huh?
If you think this is a wait till you see the 5 monkeys experiment.
Oh, no.
If we are truly serious about having politicians be motivated to control deficit spending, House of Representatives, those responsible for the purse, are elected on 2-year terms. I would propose that a congressperson is not allowed to run for re-election if the total deficit during their 2-year term was greater than 1% of gross receipts during those 2 years. Using the annual receipts of $4.9 trillion, this would mean that if a deficit for their 2-year term was more than $98 billion, they can't run for re-election.
Yeah.
This forces them to actually manage expenditures and receipts to ensure they can stay on the third rail. Well, I don't know about you deadbeats, but I understood every word of this. Every word.
Did he miss the point of Buffett's comment, or was he being purposely truculent?
Ooh, nice word.
Well, I don't think he's being truculent. I think he's saying, it sounds great, but look what 3% of trillion is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Carrie.
Truculent.
That's when you let somebody borrow your vehicle. Remember that truculent? Well, it's got a flat tire.
See what I mean? We can't let him have time to think.
Remember that truculent?
I haven't gotten it back yet.
It's messy. It's got a flat tire. Needs air. Hot air.
Okay, wait. Aside, my dad borrowed my trailer last week, got a flat tire on it.
Oh.
And he went to Hawaii, so his flat tire on my trailer is now my problem.
Still on Highway 15.
Jesus Christ. See you later, dumbass. I'm going to Maui. Anyway, I'm sorry, Joe.
Carrie Klatt Moran writes, guys, I know you don't do birthdays, so let's just pretend I'm not writing this.
Okay.
My grandma, Irene Klatt from the east side of St. Paul, turns 100. Wow. She turned 100 Saturday.
She came to say hi to Rookie on Friday.
She still lives by herself, and her mind is sharper than most. Go, Grandma, go. Thanks for not sharing her birthday on the show.
Yeah, we don't do
I'll be
that.
sure not to share this episode with her.
Sure. You got to stick to the
Irene is my old friend Bill Klatt. He's no longer with us. That's Bill. Bill is Carrie's dad.
Yep.
Mom's still alive. 100 Saturday. Congratulations. But we're not going to.
Yeah, we don't do
We
that.
don't
Sorry.
do birthdays.
Absolutely can't do
And
that.
Billy Klein weighs in. Pardon me for being pedantic. But every
nice.
But every time you guys say hoisted on his own petard, it's like fingernails screeching on a blackboard.
Here we go.
The great and true phrase is hoist with his own petard. It's from Shakespeare's Hamlet. In the play, Hamlet discovers that his uncle, King Claudius, has sent him to London with a letter instructing that he be killed. Hamlet foils the plot by altering the letter to call for the execution of the messengers, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, saying, "For 'tis the sport to have the engineer hoist with his own petard." As you know, a petard is a small explosive device used to blow up castle doors or walls.
Sure, I knew that.
Same. I'm up on my Shakespeare.
Hoist is an archaic past participle meaning lifted or blown up. Therefore, the phrase literally means the bomb maker was lifted into the air by his own bomb.
Huh.
Good luck. And remembering our great English teacher at St. Thomas, the late Paul Haig, Bill Stein. Thank
Bill,
you, Bill.
I have a word for you, Bill, my friend. Truculent.
No, he was being pedantic.
I would like to point out, though, to Bill and all of us, there's only one person on the show who actually really uses that phrase,
It's me.
Mr. Sushik.
I threw it at Matthew in your absence last week.
But I love the bomb maker being tossed into the air by his own bomb.
Yeah.
See, that's still hoisted on your own petard still makes sense to me.
I'm seeing a Far Side cartoon.
Oh, where was I?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, election tomorrow, huh?
And I do know that I believe there's going to be another one a year from tomorrow.
I have breaking news about tomorrow's mayoral election, too, by the way. Anytime you want, throw it to me.
Go ahead.
Fateh, third place.
Really?
Jacob, number 1. Jazz Hands, number 2. Fateh, third.
Wow.
I don't
You
know.
heard
They
it
had a
here
pretty
first.
big rally over the weekend.
I have documentation about that. Social media erupted Thursday, meaning the day before Halloween, just last Thursday. And a video went viral showing Omar Fateh speaking Somali during a rally and waving the Somali flag.
Yep.
Omar Fateh is an American who was born to Somali immigrant parents. He addressed a rally of supporters earlier this year when he began speaking Somali and waved the flag in an attempt to get votes from the city's Somali population. He's been referred to as the Zoran Mamdani of Minneapolis for appearing to support another country while running to be mayor of a major American city. He's pledging loyalty to the country of Somalia.
I'm stunned.
And
It's almost as if we're secondary.
Emmer weighed in, Tom Emmer. In case you needed more evidence that Omar Fateh puts America last, here he is waving a foreign flag and pledging his support to Somalia, Emmer said. Minneapolis, you cannot let this lunatic run your city. He hates our country. All right. When we return, I'm going to have the recommendations of all of Minneapolis. We talked to Jacob Hill, and they're the sane Democrats.
Right.
Which in Minneapolis is important because this election in Minneapolis is really Democrats versus insane Democrats.
Yeah, when the lefties are saying it's a really bad idea to elect this guy as mayor, that's saying something.
But those are the normal lefties.
Right.
So this is, by fact, this is a race between what's left of the DFL as we once knew it and what's taking over the DFL, the DSA.
Yep.
That's what this election is. It's against this thing here.
Jacob Fry isn't left enough to the DSA.
I have the final nominees for the 2025 Golden Turkey Award from the Center of the American Experiment. Nominee number 1. These are the finals that you can vote on, right?
Yes.
Tim Walz for his $430,000 legal bill to prep for a congressional hearing. But that's criminal, isn't it? Number 2, the Gold Line Bus Project. That was $500 million, 10 miles of bus lanes. Number 3, the $1 million toilet in Bloomington. They used $1 million of COVID relief funds. And the river surfing on the Rum River. $6.2 million diverted from roads to make Anoka the next surfing hotspot. Voting is open. Help decide which project deserves the 2025 Golden Turkey Award. Visit AmericanExperiment.org to cast your vote.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Soucheray.
Tis the season. Let's talk about reaping the benefits of Seafoam engine treatment. It helps your engine run better and last longer. It does that by simply preventing common engine problems. It cleans and lubes critical engine parts, and it's safe in all gasoline and diesel engines. Now, how do we use it? That's the question I get over and over again. Let me help. First of all, you don't have to listen to this dummy. You can just go to the website, seafoamworks.com. They spell it out for you for regular fuel system maintenance, 1 ounce per gallon. I like to do it at the gas station as I'm standing there filling up, putting about $90 of gas in the old farm truck and dump in, what I call a big gulp. The more you add to the fuel, the better it cleans. For 2 strokes, pre-mix, add 2 ounces per gallon. And now when it's time to put those cylinders to bed for the season and you want to stabilize the fuel, add 1 ounce per gallon and just let it sit there all summer and or winter. Where do you find it? Well, this stuff is everywhere. Big box stores, hardware stores, auto parts, convenient. You know what? I've even seen it in grocery stores. That's how prevalent it is. Seafoam is absolutely everywhere, and it's the best thing you can do for your cylinders. A wonderful product in a world of bad gas. It's Seafoam.
I believe on Friday we had the story of the escaped monkeys in Mississippi, said to have possibly been carrying a disease. Well, Jessica Bond Ferguson said she was alerted early Sunday by her 16-year-old son. He said, "I've seen a monkey running in the yard outside," near their home in Heidelberg, Mississippi. She got out of bed, grabbed her firearm and her cell phone, stepped outside, and blasted that baby from 60 feet.
Whoa.
All right. Bond said, "I did what any other mother would do to protect her children." She has 5 kids ranging from 4 to 16. Well, good for you, lady. I hope to God she doesn't get in trouble. I don't think she will.
How many rounds did she put into that flying monkey?
It sounds like she's a markswoman, a marksman. Marks person. She just nailed it. That a girl. Okay, have you heard of the 5 monkeys experiment?
No.
Staff?
Yes. No.
From last week.
I didn't talk about it last week.
You teased it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I think you did.
I just got the email today. Yeah. I couldn't have teased
I
it.
remember 5 monkeys from last week.
So
no, you remember this monkey story. 5 monkeys got loose in Mississippi.
Yeah, same thing.
That's what it was.
Yeah, this is the 5 monkeys.
The infected monkeys.
This is the 5 monkeys experiment.
Then I have not heard of
University of Wisconsin, 1966.
If you get to it, I will.
Why don't you tell me?
Yeah.
Nate Pick sent me this. The more you discuss what is wrong with our current government, the more I've wanted to send along this story, as it explains perfectly what the third rail consists of and how any changes are unable to be made even by those who would be well-intentioned. In 1966, at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, an experiment was staged involving 5 monkeys in a large cage. Okay. All right. In the middle of the cage, a ladder was placed leading up to some hanging bananas. You got me so far?
That's so stereotypical.
As the experiment began, one monkey spotted the bananas and began climbing the ladder. As he did, however, the researcher, Gordon Stevenson, sprayed him with a stream of cold water. Oh. He then turned to all the other monkeys in the cage and sprayed each and every one of them as well. The monkey on the ladder scrambled away without a banana, and now all 5 monkeys were left cold and wet. Nevertheless, after a while, banana temptation beckoned, and another monkey attempted to climb the ladder. And once again, the researcher sprayed the adventurous monkey as well as each of the other monkeys.
Who thought up this stupid experiment?
What happened next was surprising to the researcher, but not wholly unexpected. When a third monkey attempted to ascend the ladder, the other monkeys realized what came next was cold water for all of them. They wanted to avoid the discomfort. Apparently, when monkeys are aware the discomfort is imminent, they may not pause to use their words. They cuff, thwack, pummel, and drub until the errant monkey gets the message. Don't go up there.
Right.
You go up there, we'll all get
You're
soaked.
Get sprayed. Hey,
The
Larry.
monkey climbing the ladder was thus pulled off and educated by the other monkeys. The second part of the experiment involved removing one monkey and replacing him with a new monkey. As would be expected of the newcomer, upon spotting the bananas, he naively began to climb the ladder.
Oh, no.
And just like the last climber, the other monkeys pulled him down and schooled him. Here's where it got interesting.
It already is for me.
The researcher removed a second one of the original monkeys from the cage and replaced him with another new monkey. Again, the new monkey went for the bananas, and again, the other monkeys prevented him from climbing to the bananas, including the monkey who'd never even been sprayed. By the end of the experiment, none of the original monkeys were left, and yet, despite none of the replacement monkeys ever experiencing cold, wet spray, they had all learned never to try and go for the bananas. Now, I got curious about this, so I looked this up.
What'd you find?
Well, it's
When was the aha moment?
the famous monkey researcher at the U of W was a guy named Harry Harlow, and he did a lot of monkey experiments. He was a psychologist, and he did all of his experiments on rhesus monkeys, but most of them were related to the relationship between the monkeys and a mother. And I
They
won't.
weren't all mean, where they're just attacking and spraying.
He just did a
monkeys
lot of. He didn't spray. Okay.
Planet of the Apes?
So I looked up the monkey ladder experiment.
Yeah.
Well, apparently that wasn't Harry Harlow. That was a different guy. And and sure enough, they
Do they have any
There's some-
research about monkeys jumping on a bed? No.
So it does try to convey the message that you should try new things at your job and all the seasoned workers should be open to change. But did the monkey ladder experiment actually happen? No, it's completely made up.
Seriously?
But there was a
Are
study.
you sure?
Boy, I think it sounds like a great study.
I've been under the impression for a long time that it was actually real. Now you're telling me it was fake.
Well, there was a study, possibly what inspired the made-up version, printed in 1967, called Cultural Acquisition of a Specific Learned Response Among Rhesus Monkeys. So at least I can say why they changed the name in the made-up version. In the real experiment, G.R. Gordon placed a monkey in a cage with an item and made... That went out on me. Shoot. Guess what happened when another monkey tried to touch the item?
Got the
Yeah, you squeeze.
got curb stomped, basically.
If you thought the scared monkey attacked them like in the made-up version, you'd be wrong. The worst thing that happened was the scared monkey pulled the naive monkey away, and that happened only once. The other 3 times the experiment was conducted, and scared monkeys just gave fearful looks towards the naive monkey, as to say, you probably shouldn't touch that. You can't touch this. Boom, boom, boom.
Three of the monkeys got out their cell phone and filmed the scrap.
When the native monkeys, when the naive monkeys did touch the item, we don't know what the item is. There were actually 2 instances of the scared monkey losing their fear and joining them.
Just saying, I'm all in.
The 5 monkeys experiment with the ladder tries to scare us into changing, telling us our base human behavior is to reject change. Yes, Kenny.
There's a problem here, though, Joe.
Boy, is there ever.
It doesn't involve starvation. What if they were, and I realize now I've looked it up again, and this is a fable, but if it was a real experiment, I would introduce starvation. The only way they could survive is to get those bananas, then see what happens.
Well,
I guarantee you they'd be eating while getting doused with water, wouldn't they?
If I'm hungry enough, I don't care what you're throwing me.
We have no indication that they weren't being fed. Maybe they saw the bananas as a treat.
It's going somewhere.
All right, thank you. Look,
I'm sorry.
I was pretty worked up about this.
I'm really into it.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I like the monkeys getting sprayed.
Well, because the emailer, Nate, what he said is what it will take to clean up the government, the 5 monkeys experiment. In other words, Nate sees the experiment as all the people on the third rail won't go for the banana because they know bad things would happen to them. So they're satisfied leading their life as it is, and they won't reach for the banana. See?
Okay.
But if you introduce starvation into it, that changes everything.
I know, but...
Come on, think like a scientist.
I know.
Or we will spray you.
But starvation... I'm seeing the banana as a treat. A banana is a new thing. They had a steak dinner, but look at, hey, there's bananas. Let's get a banana. Well, it's the same thing on the third rail. Maybe the bananas represent new ideas. But the other members of the third rail said, let's not take any chances screwing up our deal here. Let's don't go for that new idea. We could all lose. Or sort of metaphorically, we could all get sprayed with water. And then third rail settles back down, and they don't go for the new idea.
I think for the moral of this story, we should go back to the very, very beginning, where the nice lady walked out her front door and blasted a monkey with a shotgun.
Yeah, good start.
That's the moral of the story.
What is the moral of this story, Rick?
I don't know.
I think I have it.
Okay.
Because you knew what was going to happen, bringing up the story.
A penguin takes his car into the shop, and the mechanic says he needs an hour to check it out. What kind of car? What kind of... A damn penguin car, all right? Anyway, he goes across the street to the 7-Eleven to kill some time and get an ice cream. Penguins love ice cream. Really? Sure. But because he's got no hands, the poor little guy gets the ice cream all over his beak. This going somewhere? So he goes back to the mechanic. The guy tells him, looks like it blew a seal. The penguin tells him, no, that's just a little ice cream.
It's the lady monkey on the phone with a cigarette is the best part of it.
But here, look.
Here we go.
Look.
Let's get down to it.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Right.
The 5 monkeys.
Yeah.
See, I saw it as a political allegory. I saw it as I'm glad the emailer sent me that. I got what the emailer was trying to say.
Okay.
What do you think the point was, Matt?
Here we go.
The point of the entire thing is don't get captured so you're part of a science experiment where they stereotypically claim you're going to eat bananas. I mean, isn't there other foods that monkeys eat?
Yeah.
So if you're out in the wild, don't get captured. You won't be part of a stupid survey like that, and you won't have to be confused, and you won't be considered one of the 5 dumbest monkeys ever.
The moral of that story is don't put all your eggs into one basket.
Right. And don't mess with monkey number 4 if he's been drinking.
Right. Well, this Harry Harlow guy, when you Google the 5 monkeys experiment, you get a wealth of information on Harry Harlow. But nowhere in his monkey experiments could I find the 5 monkeys experiment with the ladder. So he did a lot of stuff like he would compare a soft blanket and see if the monkeys would warm up to that instead of their mother and stuff like that.
Got it.
Whatever, Never mind. I tried. Sometimes I come in and I think, well,
he did a lot of work with monkeys, including one called The Pit of Despair.
Yeah, I saw that. The Pit of Despair.
Which I think is going to be my next podcast.
The Pit of Despair.
Pit of Despair. Yeah, he was twisted, Joe.
Yeah.
He was a sicko.
Well, I don't know that.
Well, who dreams up ways to torture monkeys?
He didn't. Well, he did. It's believed that his experiments fomented the ethical treatment of animals movement
by torturing them.
If you mention this, I apologize. When did this experiment officially begin? What year?
According to a variety of sources, it supposedly happened in 1966, but there are there's contention that it didn't happen. Okay. I don't know why it wouldn't have. I think it's a hell of an experiment.
The reason I asked the year is, do you guys recall the Matthew Broderick film? I'm not trying to make a joke. I'm being serious. Where they tested various chemical warfare on monkeys.
I do not.
Oh. I thought it was a pretty big movie. Project X or something like that?
I'm unaware of it.
Okay, I'll look it up.
But Harry wasn't the guy that did this experiment, so whoever was just bad-mouthing him saying we're spraying water at monkeys, that wasn't Harry's experiment. It was a different guy's.
What Harry did was far worse.
Well, Harry Harlow, get this. He was married to Clara Mears in 1932. They divorced in 1946. And then Harry married Margaret Keene in 1946, but she died in 1971. Then he remarried Clara Mears.
Wow.
In 1972.
Huh.
And it went till 1981 when Harry died.
Interesting.
He married. The divorce probably didn't work out with Margaret.
Yeah.
So he got the National Medal of Science in 1967.
He purposely made monkeys depressed.
Yeah.
Golly.
I like this show.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I thought we had something there, but I guess not.
Is that what it is? Project X.
I'm unaware of that.
That's the movie with the monkeys.
How's your garage door doing, Matt?
I don't know.
New topic.
Yes. I haven't been able to open it since the bananas have been hanging inside the garage, and the monkeys are using the ladder.
Well, you got a race now to beat the weather because great week this week, but apparently she's going to fall off the ledge this weekend. You might want to get a hold of Precision Garage Door. If you need a new door, they have models for every budget, and they're offering GLers $100 off a single door and $200 off a double door. If you like your door, but she's acting up, maybe she's making noises you don't like, and you don't want that thing to go haywire in the dead of winter, Precision Door has the Noisy Door Tune-Up Special for $149. That's almost a $300 value. They'll run a 25-point safety inspection and diagnostic test. Get all of this taken care of before the winter hits with Precision Door. Book online at precisiondoormn.com or call Precision Door 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate with Precision Door or book a Noisy Door Tune-Up Special.
Man who spends hours in hardware stores seeking Joe Souchere.
North American Banking Company is here for you, here for your family, and also they are also here for your business, by the way. And that's because it's that personalized banking service that they provide to create a better banking experience. And you know what? They've proven that since 1998. And you know what? Check them out online today to find out more. It's nabankco.com. That's the website. If you go on that website, you'll find out that they have every single offer that they have at the other big national banks, whether you're looking to buy a home, perhaps finance a new home renovation project, or get that new car that you've been dreaming about. Your dreams become reality with North American Banking Company. Sorry, I had a piece of lettuce stuck in the back of my throat.
What was that?
That's free of charge, though, Mr. Bielski. I apologize. Once again, nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Joe?
Reavers, before the show, you seemed to have found audio that intrigued you.
Yeah.
And could you tell us why that is?
I can, Joe. Rebecca Michelle Mickey Sherrill is an American politician, former naval officer, and former federal prosecutor serving as the U.S. representative for New Jersey's 11th Congressional District since 2019.
She's a sitting congresswoman from New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
And she's running for governor right now as the Democratic candidate in New Jersey.
Thank you, John. That makes us even better.
That's why this is such news.
Correct.
Because she was on a show called The Point, where she was asked a very, I think, fair and simple question.
This is a big, big race in the country.
Yep.
This is...
Well, here's your candidate. This is Mickey Sherrill.
So, last question. If you could pass one piece of legislation,
what would it be?
Wow, I would love, that's a really good question because there's so many that are coming to mind right now. But right now, I would love at this point to pass legislation to just send a federal block grant back to states, back to the state of New Jersey to run some really key programs and innovate on them. So.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. Or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries.
Okay, thank you.
So we will be able to build up our future.
Good luck. You better marry rich.
Thank you very much.
Now, there is really no difference between Mickey Sherrill, is it?
Mickey Sherrill.
Mickey Sherrill and this poor young gal who...
Such as?
I think is probably having a great life now. That was years ago, and I think she's doing all right. In fact, let's look her up.
Gladly.
John, what's her name?
I don't remember.
What's her name, please?
I'll look it up.
Mickey Sherrill?
No, Miss. I thought you wanted me to look up.
No,
Miss
I
South
know,
Carolina.
but is it Mickey? Maybe her name's Mickey Sherrill, and then she grew up to be a candidate.
Oh, maybe she decided to run for
governor
office to help out.
Yeah. Who's the Republican candidate in New Jersey? And he was thought not to have a chance, but he's been closing the gap. And I think that it's an interesting race. Is she the sitting governor of New Jersey?
No,
I think she's a senator.
Yeah, she's a senator right now.
Okay.
She was the 2007 candidate for Miss South Carolina. Her name is Caitlin Upton.
Okay, look her up now. I think she probably rallied.
She's 36 years old.
Really?
She has 2 children.
Oh, she's fine.
She married Charlie McNeil in 2016.
Does he own a hedge fund?
I'm going to guess he's got some dough.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess he's got some
Jack
dough.
Citrelli?
Yeah, Jack Citrelli.
I have bad news to report, though.
Go ahead.
Apparently, they did separate and divorced in 2019, so it was a 3-year run.
No.
Yeah.
With 2 children.
Oh.
And this is the part I didn't want to blurt out. I know she campaigned for President Trump in 2024.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I remembered that vaguely because we had talked about her.
She had a little trouble with the maps and the Iraq.
Such as the Iraq.
Here's John Heidt.
She was on the Florida-based radio program, the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Oh, they tracked her down, did they?
In 2019. Bubba got a hold of her.
Here's John Heidt in his newsroom.
Isn't Bubba the one that had the lawsuit with Hulk
He's the
Hogan?
cuckold.
Yeah, sure
Right.
is. Sure is.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of stuff going on out there, huh, Joe?
There really is.
Yeah. In news, this news, by the way, brought to you by North American Banking Company. Republican House Speaker Lisa Dameth is running for governor in 2026. She made the announcement yesterday, launched her campaign for governor in a video posted to her social media channels. Dameth says her campaign will focus on crime, rising costs, and high taxes, among other issues. Her bid for governor comes weeks after incumbent Governor Tim Walz announced his campaign for re-election. The Republican field for the position is a crowded one. Some of those candidates include the Republican candidate during the last gubernatorial race, Scott Jensen, businessman Kendall Qualls, another from the House of Representatives, Kristen Robbins, who chairs the highly visible and newly formed Fraud Committee. Other Republicans running for governor right now include Philip Parrish and Brad Kohler.
Okay, it's a year away. I'm not getting worked up about it yet. I like them all because anyone's better than Walz.
Would you vote for Miss South Carolina?
Yes, and anyone is better than Walz. She is at least as smart as Walz when she's answering the map question.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Iraq.
And the Iraq.
I did discover upon further investigation that Charlie was her personal trainer, and that's how those two met each other.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I see.
okay.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say.
One person killed, 2 others injured early Saturday morning in a shooting in the Dinkytown neighborhood of Minneapolis. Minneapolis police said officers responded to sounds of automatic gunfire near the U of M campus around 2:40 in the morning. Arriving at the intersection of 13th Avenue and 5th Street Southeast, police said they found 2 people who were shot, a male teenager and another man who was an adult. Speaking to reporters Saturday, Chief Brian O'Hara said the teen is expected to survive, but the other person died from their injuries at the scene. A third male victim was found injured in a nearby alleyway, who was identified as an undergraduate student at the University of Minnesota. He's expected to survive his injuries. Police say 3 firearms had been located in the area, including one that was discovered on or near the deceased man.
I saw this on the news, and they interviewed a young person from Dinkytown, and I couldn't tell if it was male or female. And I'm not offering that facetiously. That's happening more often with me when they interview some young person in Minneapolis. I often can't tell if it's male or female.
When I saw this story, I was reminded of Jim Rubin and the video that he gave to the Minneapolis City Council, and they basically did nothing with it. Mm-hmm. Did you see over the weekend who has now officially endorsed your gal, Katie Cashman?
Who?
Jane Fonda.
Well, that's all the more reason not to vote for Katie Cashman.
Wearing a Katie Cashman T-shirt and then posting about it on social media.
Well, and then somebody put the straw back in her mouth to feed her. I mean, she doesn't know what the hell she's doing.
Joe, here's
Yes?
Paul Westerberg to comment on your comment regarding You Can't Tell. Here comes Dick. He's wearing a skirt. Here comes Jane. You know she's sporting a chain. Same hair revolution, same build evolution. Tomorrow, who's going to fuss?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Paul.
Some Wild West kind of stuff in St. Paul. The man who was shot in the leg in a bar in St. Paul reportedly chased after his attacker, shooting a firearm of his own. According to the St. Paul police, officers called to the 1000 block of Old Hudson Road where someone had reportedly fired a gun inside the bar. Police said when they arrived, they found a man with a gunshot injury to his leg who was later taken to the hospital. Through their investigation, police said an unknown person had entered the bar, shot at the man, hitting him in the leg, then running away. However, the man, despite being shot in the leg, chased after his suspected attacker outside and began firing his own gun. Police said that while multiple shots were fired, they're unsure if the suspect was hit. At this time, they say no suspect has been located. The injured man taken to the hospital where his injury was determined to be non-life-threatening. Star Tribune reporting the hunt for a double killer from southern Minnesota ended with his arrest in Iowa yesterday. The killings of a 50-year-old man and a 32-year-old woman occurred about 4 a.m. Sunday in Hanska, about 30 miles west of Mankato. A boy called 911 said his mother had been shot. 911, I hate it when people do that, and I just did it. A boy called 911 and said his mother had been shot by her former boyfriend who had broken into the house in the 100 block of Blessum Street West. According to the sheriff's office, also killed was a man. Officials have yet to release their identities. The alleged shooter, a 45-year-old from Cortland, Minnesota, arrested in Iowa around 4 p.m. A statement from the sheriff's office said it did not have any details as to the events surrounding the arrest, nor did the sheriff's office address the circumstances leading up to the killing. Charges against the suspect are pending. Court records in Minnesota show the man has 5 convictions for assault, 3 for drunken driving, 2 for burglary. He's not been identified yet, as he has not been charged. Why don't we take a quick break, Chris?
Yep.
All right? Yeah, take a quick break.
This is Ricey for the Canopy Group. I've been around a long time, and I have seen a lot of insurance deals, and I know a good one when I see one. So let me ask you, when was the last time your insurance agent called you? You probably had to chase them down. That's because they represent one company. If they don't have options, they don't have a reason to call. But the Canopy Group? They represent 16 insurance companies. That's right, 16. They've got a team of 50 experienced professionals who dig through the marketplace and find the best coverage for you. And they actually call you because they have something to offer. Better coverage, real savings, and a process that could save you a small fortune over time. So do what I did. Visit thecanopygroup.com. Let them do the shopping while you enjoy the savings. That's thecanopygroup.com.
I like big stars, too.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
In national and international headlines, the government shutdown poised to become the longest ever this week as the impasse between Democrats and Republicans drags into a new month. President Trump said in an interview aired yesterday he, quote, won't be extorted by Democrats who are demanding negotiations to extend the expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies. Echoing congressional Republicans, the president told CBS's 60 Minutes he'll negotiate only when the government is reopened. Part of all this has been the SNAP payments thing, and we have some news on that today. President Trump's administration says it will partially fund SNAP after a pair of judges' rulings require it to keep the food aid program running. It's not clear how much beneficiaries will get, nor how quickly beneficiaries will see value show up on the debit cards they use to buy groceries. The process of loading the cards, which involves steps by state and federal government agencies and vendors, can take up to 2 weeks in some states. Average monthly benefit, usually about $190 per person. The U.S. Department of Ag, which oversees the nation's largest food program, said last month that benefits for November wouldn't be paid out due to the federal government shutdown. That set off a scramble by food banks, state governments, and the nearly 42 million Americans who get the aid to find ways to ensure access to groceries. Federal judges in Massachusetts and Rhode Island had ruled separately on Friday, telling the government it was required to use one fund with about $5 billion in it to pay for the program, at least in part. The benefits and administration costs over $8 billion per month. The judges gave the government the option to use additional money to fully fund the program and a deadline of today to decide. Judge John McConnell Jr. in Providence, Rhode Island, said if the government chose full funding, it would need to make payments today. With the partial version, which would require recalculating benefits, the payment deadline is now Wednesday.
I have a question about that because of the government. We've talked about it quite a bit in the last week. We're all on the same page that this is a program that truly does need to be overhauled, right? I mean,
I believe it does.
Well, there was a great point made. I wish I could give credit to the person that said this, but one of the main reasons why groceries are so expensive is what John just said, because 42 million people are getting them for free.
Well, if you had that 5 monkeys experiment, you'd clean out the government and you'd get a new SNAP program.
Okay.
Yep.
They don't really get it for free, Chris. They still pay. I mean, there's still money going to the store.
Well, right.
The SNAP payment is money.
We're all in agreement that this is a program that is being abused.
I agree, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But they're getting paid. It's not like they're being handed,
Well, I hate to introduce this note.
Here we go.
You can't eat for $187 a month.
Well, sure you can.
I don't
ramen noodles?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty tough.
Kraft mac and cheese?
White bread and ketchup.
Just like Gavin Newsom. Remember, he grew up on Wonder Bread.
Well, he's a liar. He was born.
Have you guys heard that?
He's got
interview?
the silver spoon deal in his mouth.
He's on it's Steven Jackson. It's two former NBA players, and one of them is Steven Jackson. And he does the total Hillary Clinton hot sauce.
Oh, he does
bit.
the whole I was poor when I was a kid.
You know what I mean, bro? He's doing that whole
Just
thing.
a liar.
He sounds like Clark Griswold.
Right.
Hey, excuse me, Holmes?
Yeah.
What it is, bro?
What it is, bro?
You serious, Clark?
Oh, you have to look it up if you haven't seen it yet. It's hysterical.
3 days after announcing their arrests on social media, the federal government has brought criminal charges against 2 Metro Detroit men alleging they plotted to carry out a terror attack over Halloween weekend in Ferndale, Michigan. Only the FBI got to them first. According to the complaint filed this morning, Mohamed Ali and Majid Mahmoud are both charged with receiving and transferring and attempting and conspiring to transfer firearms and ammunition to commit terrorism. They're both due to appear in federal court for initial appearances later this afternoon. The defendants have been described by one defense lawyer as being video gamers and recreational gun enthusiasts who were engaged in puffery and nothing else. The FBI, though, tells a different story, alleging the men were part of a bigger group that engaged in violent and hateful rhetoric in encrypted chats and on social media, bought AR-15 rifles and ammo, held numerous gun training exercises over 3 months, and scouted out locations in Ferndale as potential targets. According to the complaint, the defendants and others landed on the FBI's radar over conversations they had on an encrypted app in July, September, and October. Other unnamed individuals involved in those conversations stated that the brothers are planning to conduct a terrorist attack in the U.S. An FBI investigation followed and found that Mahmoud, among others, allegedly was part of the plan. Mahmoud had purchased an AR-15 style rifle in September and multiple gun accessories. Then in October, he bought another 1,600 rounds of ammo to be used with the AR-15. The 2 months, the complaint alleges 5 men, including Ali and Mahmoud, practiced shooting at gun ranges, allegedly training to carry out the attack. The group also met at parks in and around Dearborn on multiple occasions.
Right after Kash Patel took care of that problem, he had the FBI jet fly him to, I don't know where, to a wrestling match where his girlfriend was going to sing the anthem.
Huh?
That didn't cost you much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UK police charging a 32-year-old man with attempted murder over a mass stabbing attack on a train that wounded 11 people and revealed he may have stabbed 2 other people in the 24 hours before the attack. British Transport Police said Anthony Williams is charged with 10 counts of attempted murder, one of actual bodily harm, and one of possession of a bladed article. He's also charged with attempted murder over an earlier incident at Pontoon Dock Light Rail Station in London just before 1 a.m. on Saturday. Police say they are not treating the train stabbings as an act of terror, and they're not looking for any other suspects. Space news. Yesterday marked 25 years of continuous human presence in outer space, including, in all that time, at least one U.S. citizen. President Reagan had commissioned the project that would become the International Space Station in 1984. Canada, Japan, Europe, and finally Russia joined the project. On November 2nd, 2000, the Expedition 1 crew became the first group to reside on the International Space Station. Today, the station is the largest space vehicle ever built. It's about as big as a football field, including solar arrays with a habitable volume larger than a 6-bedroom house. More than 280 people from 27 countries have visited the station, typically to conduct scientific experiments in 6-month rotations. The ISS, in case you're wondering what will happen to it, it will be deorbited in early 2031 and driven into the Pacific Ocean.
Huh.
I did not know that.
I did not either.
Why can't we just send it?
What do you mean send it?
Just ship it off into the universe.
You got too much stuff up there.
You got to set it there.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that better than the Pacific Ocean?
Oh, it makes a nice reef for the fish.
Okay.
Is it being replaced?
That I do not know.
Yeah, what do they do up there?
I don't know.
I think we know.
Got it. Enough said.
You think we'll ever get to the moon?
Huh?
I think
we'll
we've
ever
been there
get to the
already.
moon.
To inhabit?
I don't think. I think that was all fake.
It was a movie theater.
It was a movie. Yeah.
Isn't aren't we scheduled for 2031 or 2030?
I'd like him to go to the dark side of the moon.
I think Elon will get us there quicker than that, won't he?
Dark side of the moon.
Damn it. What would be the point if you couldn't go outside? If you had to put a suit on every time you wanted to go for a walk.
Joe, as far as the dark side of the moon, I can't hardly wait.
Right. John,
I'm confused there.
I don't know what to say. John, go ahead if you
really wish you were here.
State of confusion.
Pennsylvania, this is bad right here. Pennsylvania Diocese has apologized for a grade school Halloween parade float that displayed a replica of the Auschwitz concentration camp.
God. Come on now. That's not real.
How did they spin this?
The Roman Catholic Diocese of Harrisburg formally apologized Friday for the float's appearances during Thursday night's Halloween parade. Bishop Timothy Sr. said he was shocked and appalled to learn the float entered by the St. Joseph Catholic School in Hanover resembled the Auschwitz concentration camp gate and had the words Arbeit macht frei. That is, of course, the German phrase translating to work makes you free. That was prominently displayed at World War II-era concentration camps across Europe, including Auschwitz, where more than 1 million people were executed. The U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum noted the phrase was used to mock the largely Jewish populations the Nazis sentenced to backbreaking forced labor. Senior said the float's approved design did not contain the gate imagery, but recognized that doesn't change the fact that this highly recognizable symbol of hate was included. The float caused quite a stir in local Facebook groups. What happened was profoundly offensive and unacceptable, according to Senior. The bishop then offered his sincere apology, saying they will work with the school community to ensure that the incident becomes an opportunity for education and reflection.
Well, we're getting no help here. Why was this done? And fire their ass immediately.
Yeah, and his statement says it was approved by somebody. So who approved it at the school?
I imagine the float people on the float had the striped shirt, pajamas on, the whole deal.
I can't imagine that.
Well, how could this happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Serious question. Why?
Mine was serious.
Well, no, on the gates, why did they feel the need to have a...
These are the questions we're asking, Matt. We know nothing about this.
No, I mean
because they were just mocking the inhabitants.
Just mocking Jewish people.
Okay.
Jewish cartoons, etc., were very popular in the Nazi Germany.
Hey, come on in here. Work will set you free.
May I ask probably an indelicate question?
Well, how indelicate?
Well, given the state that we're in 2025, is anyone truly surprised by this? I'm not.
I am that a little Catholic grade school did it.
True. But I guess the sentiment towards...
You know what? I don't know what's going on anymore, anywhere. I don't
we just have to get back to those old school values,
That's
don't
right.
we?
That's right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
A wise man.
And the nation's largest police fleet of Tesla Cybertrucks is set to begin patrolling the streets of Las Vegas this month, thanks to a donation from a U.S. tech billionaire raising concerns about the blurring of lines between public and private interests. Clark County Sheriff Kevin McMahill said, "Welcome to the future of policing." A fleet of 10 black and white Cybertrucks of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department with flashing lights and sirens are wrapped with the police department's logo. About 400 officers have been trained to operate the trucks that will use public charging stations. The all-electric vehicles are equipped with shotguns, shields, and ladders, and an additional battery capacity to better handle the demands of a police department, according to McMahill. The donation has raised some concerns from government oversight experts about private donors' influence on any public police department and the boost to the Tesla brand. The department is the latest U.S. city to turn to Tesla models, even as Elon Musk's electric vehicle company has faced blowback. McMahill noted the trucks will help keep officers safer because they are bulletproof, while Metro's other squad cars are not. There have been some Cybertruck issues. Cybertrucks have been repeatedly recalled. In March, U.S. safety regulators recalled virtually all Cybertrucks on the road. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's recall covered the more than 46,000 Cybertrucks, warned that an exterior panel that runs along the left and right side of the windshield can detach while driving, creating a dangerous road hazard for other drivers, increasing the risk of crash. In late October, Tesla announced another recall of 63,000 Cybertrucks because the front lights are too bright, which could cause a distraction to other drivers and increase the risk of collision.
Ugliest vehicle ever made.
It's not a very good-looking vehicle.
Ugliest vehicle.
Who would like to have one of those?
I do not want one.
I do not.
I would, just to sell it.
We've said this before. Some cars are so ugly they're cool.
This is not
one of them. This is just flat out ugly.
Johnny, I'm confused. These are unmanned patrol cars?
No, Chris. These are driven by humans.
Okay, that's what I was confused about. Okay.
Yeah. What about you, smart boy? You want one of those? No?
No, they're just...
You know who'd want one?
Grotesque.
Garofalo.
Probably.
Probably.
No taste whatsoever. Yeah. John, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
You cannot stop him. He'll just make a move. Joe Souchere.
This is nice.
Happy birthday to this guitar player, by the way.
We don't do those.
Oh, well, happy birthday to
We
you
don't
too,
do that.
Chris.
Yeah.
I know, we don't do birthdays on this
Is
show.
your birthday?
It is. Dylan and I share
Today?
this. Yep.
Is your birthday's today?
Yes. Yep.
Well, happy.
All amazing people like me and Dylan Heidt are born on November 3rd. And Phil Sims.
Say, I have a great announcement that you forgot to do Friday.
Right.
Let's do it.
I wanted to wait for my birthday. That's why.
GLer of the week.
From last
Jason Jose.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm saying Jose. It's KJOS. KJOS.
Kajos.
Yeah.
Kajos.
Is he from Nodak?
River Falls, Wisconsin.
Oh.
You get the maple syrups.
Mastersmaples.com.
Mastersmaples.com. Congratulations, Jason Kos or Jose of River Falls, Minnesota.
Wisconsin.
Here's the address to ship the gift package. Please.
Don't stop.
No, all right. Yeah. Well, there it is. Thank you. And Jason, have fun.
Enjoy the syrup.
With that syrup.
Yeah.
Now I have the race in Minneapolis is Democrats who are reasonably sane versus Democrats who are commies.
Okay.
So here's the sane ones seem to be with a group called All of Minneapolis. They've done a lot of work.
Yep.
And they have released the list of people who they consider sane as opposed to the commies.
Got it.
All right. They favor Jacob Fry for mayor.
Yep.
In Ward 1, they favor Brian Strahan. In Ward 2, Shelley Medore. In Ward 3, Michael Rainville, an incumbent. In Ward 4, Latricia Vita, an incumbent. Ward 5, Pearl Warren. Ward 5, well, there's two of them they offer for Ward 5. Pearl Warren and Miles Wilson. In Ward 7, Elizabeth Schaefer. She could undo Katie Cashman, who deserves to be undone.
Right.
Award 8, Josh Bissay. Ward 11, Jameson Whiting. And Ward 13, another incumbent, Lisa Palmisano. What ward is Jason Chavez? I think he's Ward 8. Well, whatever ward he is, they've got some. Look it up quick. What ward is? Huh?
Minneapolis Ward 8.
Josh Bissay would be better than Jason Chavez. Should not be a dog catcher, much less.
He's Ward 9.
Is he 9?
Yes, Jason Chavez is
8
Ward
is
9.
Andrea Jenkins.
Well, they're going with Josh Bissay. Ward 11, Jameson White. Oh, I did that. All right, Park and Rec Board. That's invaded also by the commies.
Yep.
So they're going Meg Forney, Mary McKelvey, Avery Turner, Dan Miller, Charles Rucker, Jeanette Colby, Stephanie Musich, and Kathy Abeen. Now, in Ward 9, they're going to favor Dan Orban. Is Ward 9, Jason?
Yes.
Okay, people in Minneapolis, vote for Dan Orban in Ward 9. And in City Council 10, that's Aisha Chugtai. Not a qualified person to be on the council. You have a choice. Go with Lydia Millard. Lydia Millard. Beware of some of the DFL sample ballots being distributed. While Omar Fateh's fraudulent endorsement was overturned, the Park Board endorsements made at the same fraudulent convention were allowed to stand and went solely to DSA-backed Park Board candidates. These DSA-backed candidates are not part of Team Minneapolis. So here we go, folks.
Can I share something with you?
You may.
I mentioned Garofalo in the previous segment. He had a doozy of a tweet over the weekend. You guys are going to love this. Your gal, Robin for Minneapolis.
I don't know who that is. Oh, Robin Wansley.
Robin Wansley.
What ward is Robin Wansley, please, Rook? Now.
She is 2.
So you got to go with Shelley Medore, and you can get rid of that pathetic Robin Wansley.
She had a tweet from one day ago, Joe. That's Sunday by my calculation. And she says, "It's Mesa Pizza's last day before closing permanently. Go show them some love." Mesa Pizza was priced out of Dinkytown, another beloved small business driven out by price gouging. We need to protect our small businesses from corporate greed with commercial rent control. To which Garofalo replied, "Commercial rent control, ? This takes the cake. Maybe re-examine all the labor mandates that have been crammed down the throat of small businesses in Minneapolis. Yikes."
Robin Wansley is
a little out of touch.
Is not your choice.
Well, most of them are. I mean, Uptown is deserted because there's no parking on the streets.
That's Chugtai.
Yeah, but you can find that sort of thing in every single ward in South Minneapolis.
And just think of that. It's a pizza place in Dinkytown that can't make it.
I doubt if it's has heavy corporate involvement.
You don't think so?
It's probably a one-off. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
But a pizza place on a college
but
campus.
Robin Wansley is part of the reason that you can't do business in Minneapolis.
Right.
She's got to go. Chugtai's got to go. Chavez has got to go. I have no idea if any of that will happen.
Does the endorsement of Jane Fonda convince you to keep Katie Cashman?
That would convince me to really make sure you don't vote for Katie Cashman.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's all based on her climate views. I just went to check on that.
Oh, I did forget to mention that. You're
nothing but climate.
Right.
Could care less about anything else.
That's a shame that these people. It's just a shame. You've got Democrats that barely are sane, and we're rooting like hell for them over the communists.
It's almost the hot, crazy matrix.
You know what I was thinking?
The political matrix.
I was thinking this on the service road of life. You got to really wonder about the American education system. When in New York, you can have a relative newcomer who's never done anything, is an avowed communist, an anti-Semite, and you apparently have a voting population willing to install him as a mayor of the world's financial capital.
Yep.
What does that say about us? It's just an amazing development.
We're ripe for the picking.
It's less surprising to me in Minneapolis that Minneapolis has become a hub of the Somali community in the country. So it's less surprising to me that you get this very questionable fellow, Omar Fateh, Fateh, whatever. That's less surprising than Mom Madani is to me in New York.
Yep.
What does that say about us?
Well, and part of that, Joe, that confuses me is this has already happened all over Europe.
Yeah.
You know, starting 10 years ago. And it's failing miserable, but it got to our shores and it's this new thing. And, you know, like people don't see beyond the Pacific and the Atlantic.
Why would you vote for anybody, Republican, Democrat, DSA, whatever? Why would you vote for anybody who has no performance chart to show you? Here's what I've done in life.
Right.
They don't have one.
Right.
They've never done anything.
Well, they're activists.
Chugtai hasn't done anything. Wansley hasn't done anything. Chavez hasn't done anything. Fateh hasn't done anything.
They talk. That's all they do is talk. They don't produce.
They're fighting for us.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not fighting for
they're
us?
They're not really. They're fighting to stay right there on their rail, the third rail. And what is this one? Oh, that's the 5 Monkeys experiment. Did I tell you about that?
You did, Joe.
I think I heard about that one already.
I thought it was a hell of a deal. So there you are, Minneapolis. I bated breath and all that.
Got to figure it out.
I just wonder what'll happen. The DSA, they're hardworking people because they don't have a chance to do anything else in life except live off you. So they're going to hustle. They're going to hustle the vote. So you got to turn out tomorrow.
Put her together.
And even if you think Republican, there is no place for you in Minneapolis, but you can serve yourself a great deal by ousting the commies. Flat out commies.
Vote early, vote often.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in this state, it's very possible to vote early and vote often.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So good luck to all of the people involved. May I tell you, and then we're going to take a short time out.
We are?
What? Oh.
I didn't do that.
I said
you did forget.
I didn't forget.
Well, you could do that right before this day in history. That's fine. We don't need another timeout.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to remind you about Sioux Falls. Boy, you really might want to consider Sioux Falls depending what happens tomorrow.
Changes might be coming.
Wow. They got the business-friendly tax environment. Sioux Falls Development Foundation will give you all the information you need to know if you're thinking about starting your business, moving an existing business, expanding your business. You might want to consider Sioux Falls, voted best small city for business and careers by Forbes magazine. It's a business-friendly state, South Dakota, and Sioux Falls is the biggest city in the state, centrally located, 300,000 people, low business costs, high quality of life, no state, corporate, or personal income tax, no inheritance tax, and no limits to what your business can achieve. Find out everything you need to know at SiouxFallsDevelopment.com. Now, they're on the move, the Lymans.
Where are we heading?
Well, we're out in the Atlantic now. They're in international waters off the west coast of Dakar, Senegal, Africa.
Huh.
And they are the traveling Lymans. And we did a lot on this day.
On November 3rd.
On November 3rd, on this day,
November 3rd.
1831, Ignatius Donnelly was born in Philadelphia. He arrived in Minnesota in 1857 and built a mansion in Nininger near Hastings. He later served as first lieutenant governor and representative in the legislature. An author, Donnelly opposed business monopolies in the weekly paper Anti-Monopolist. Attested that Francis Bacon wrote Shakespeare's plays in The Great Cryptogram. Advanced the then outlandish theory that a giant comet had once struck the earth in Ragnarok, the age of fire and gravel, and argued for the existence of Plato's fabled island in Atlantis, the antediluvian world. Mm-hmm. On this day,
on November 3rd,
in 1895, a fire began in a flour mill and destroyed the town of Walcott in Rice County. Walcott had prospered for nearly 50 years, but the community decided not to rebuild.
Nope.
So there is no more Walcott, is there?
Nope. There is a sign, though. I believe it's right off Highway 60.
Okay. Yep. On this day,
Joe, today is November 3rd.
Bronislaw Bronco Nagurski was born in Ontario in 1908 on this day. In 1929, he was named All-American on both defensive tackle and offensive fullback for the Gophers. The only player to be named All-American for two positions in the same year. He later played for the Bears and performed as a professional wrestler. After his retirement from sports, he sat outside a service station he owned in International Falls. Did you know that?
I did.
On this day.
I did. John, didn't we do something on Krabby about him?
I think we did, yes.
I don't remember what it was, though.
Bronco Nagurski.
But I remember doing a great deal of research for it.
And to bring it full circle, remember the monkey said, as we interviewed the monkey on the show, Bronco could bring it.
Yes, he could.
Really bring it.
On this day,
November 3rd,
in 1959, the Wilson and Company packing house strike began in Albert Lea. It lasted 109 days and it received national attention.
I remember that.
On this day...
Joe, today is November...
No, Matt, you don't. You weren't born.
Oh.
On this day...
November 3rd.
In 1989, the Minnesota Timberwolves played its first game, losing to the Seattle Supersonics 106-94.
I remember that.
On this day...
November 3rd.
In 1992, lawyer Alan Page was elected Associate Justice of the State Supreme Court, the first African-American to so serve. Normally, judges were appointed by the governor, but unusual circumstances led to a direct election. Voters undoubtedly recalled Page's career with the Minnesota Vikings. You think that had a factor in it?
I think so.
And his election of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as well as his work as Assistant Attorney General. On this day,
Joe, today's November 3rd.
In 1998, who won the gubernatorial election?
All right, everybody. Let me tell the people of Turkey Town.
The Democratic Farmer Labor and Republican candidates split much of the vote, and Reform Party candidate Ventura, who had been mayor of Brooklyn Park and host of a radio talk show on KSTP in the Twin Cities, took the prize. Yes, it does.
It does?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Ventura later switched his affiliation to the Independence Party of Minnesota, and his administration focused on education and tax reform.
Now I'm with the Hemp Party.
What was his first line after we figured out he was going to win? He looked at you and said, what?
You tell Royce.
You tell Joe and Pat that they said I couldn't do it. Meanwhile, Terry's his wife is next to him going, what did you just get us into?
Yeah.
She was in shock.
On this day in sports disappointment history.
Joe, today is November 3rd.
Well, we've already had it.
The Wolves lost.
In 1989, the Timberwolves played their first ever game and lost to the Seattle Supersonics. Do they still exist somewhere? Are they Memphis?
They are now the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, they're the Thunder.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, GLers.
You
get out there and vote
dinner.
tomorrow. Minneapolis, good luck to you. St. Paul, anybody but Melvin Carter. Please, anybody but Melvin Carter. You can't afford him. I can't afford him. You can't afford him. It's ridiculous. The property taxes are unsustainable. Anybody but Carter.
Suits, you can come over for dinner, but you got to bring your own meat.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to bring your own steak. A direct quote from the
That's
governor.
right. He's going to invite us, but we had to bring our own food.
Is that a true story?
Yes.
But then he was calling him Governor Turnbuckle, and Royce was giving him a hard time, so he had thin skin, so he was offended by that. And then,
what did you bring? Did you throw something on the grill?
We didn't go.
I wonder what they had with the Stones. I'm going to have to ask him that.
The Stones?
When he had the Stones over for dinner.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And Keith is like, this is so effing, you were our bodyguard. And now you're our, I don't do an impersonation of that. He said, now you're the effing governor. I would love to have been a mouse in that room.
Well, that would be pretty cool.
That would have been good.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, it's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on all those channels. Yeah, just do it.
I might just run again.
You should, Governor.
I wish you would.
The marijuana party. I do want a party.
Although he likes walls.
Well, then he's hopeless.
Stop ripping me.
You're hopeless.